Hello YouTube, this is Dr. Ronald W. Satz, founder and chair of the International Society of Unified Science. I'm president of TransPower Corporation, a commercial and custom software manufacturing and certified systems engineering company. I work as a systems and mechanical engineer and as a theoretical physicist. We've got several topics today for my weekly screencast. We'll discuss a so-called four-quark particle. And we'll look at a nice review of my book, The Mysterious Universe, and we'll close with a discussion of gamma rays from the galactic center. So the first topic, four-quark particle. According to conventional theory, most so-called elementary particles are comprised of three quarks. But these people here in the Science Daily article say they have confirmed the existence of exotic hadrons, a type of matter that cannot be classified within the traditional quark model. Quote, we've confirmed the unambiguous observation of a very exotic state, something that looks like a particle composed of two quarks and two antiquarks, said one of the scientists. The discovery certainly doesn't fit the traditional quark model and may give us a new way of looking at strong interaction physics. Well, this is all interpretation of the experimental results. I'm just going to go down here and see if there's anything else we can glean from this article. They're calling this the Z4430. 4430 means the MeV per c squared. It's a kind of a measure of mass and energy of the particle. So anyway, this is just... it's all interpretation. That's all I want to point out. So let's just go back. And my original blog post here, and by the way, I'm doing these YouTube videos just to make my WordPress blog posts available to a wider audience. So I say here, what hogwash? The quark charges would be in close proximity, and so they would neutralize. There are many false things about this quark theory which make it just an impossible theory, even though all of my opponents in theoretical physics accept it. Nobody's ever seen a quark, per se. Of course, the theorists tell us that they're bound in the particle because of the so-called gluons. Of course, nobody's ever seen a gluon either. And then second of all, the quarks allegedly have fractional charges, but nobody's ever seen a fractional charge, 1/3 or 2/3 of a regular plus or minus charge. And furthermore, if you add up the supposed mass of the various quarks, they don't sum up to the mass of the particles in most cases. So this is nonsense. Now, and of course, if I have a plus and a minus charge in close proximity, they're going to neutralize. It's not going to be stable in the least. So what is this particle from the standpoint of the reciprocal system? Well, it's probably a cosmic element with four material gravitational charges. So study the reciprocal system, prove it for yourself. I've written a lot of pages on particle theory, so you can study my books for that. Okay. Now speaking of books, this is my first book on the reciprocal system, The Mysterious Universe. This was a nice review. There's the cover. Let's just scroll down, and I just would like to read this for you. This is from James Dalton. He says, Ron Satz has written the best popular scientific book I have ever read. Every page is packed with jewels glistening with an incredible new and beautiful understanding of the universe. His book presents a brilliant summary of the Larson reciprocal theory in layman's terms, which are clear, concise, and cogent. He's done a great service to humanity, and the book should be required reading in every high school and university. So, well, thank you, James, for that. That's been very helpful. Now we'll go into the last topic for today, which is gamma rays from the galactic center. So as usual, we'll go to Science Daily for the research news. And it says here, Fermi data tantalize with new clues to dark matter. Of course, that's another conundrum of modern physics. What the heck is dark matter? Anyway, gamma rays from the center of the Milky Way galaxy. The summary of this article says, a new study of gamma ray light from the center of our galaxy makes the strongest case to date that some of this emission may arise from dark matter. an unknown substance making up most of the material universe. Well, that's just pure assumption right there. Anyway, continuing, using publicly available data from NASA's Fermi Gamma Ray Space Telescope, independent scientists at the Fermi National Accelerator Laboratory, otherwise known as Fermilab, the Harvard-Smithsonian Center for Astrophysics, CFA, and the Massachusetts Institute of Technology and the University of Chicago developed a new map showing that the Galactic Center produces more high-energy gamma rays than can be explained by known sources, and that this excess emission is consistent with some forms of dark matter. Again, this is just interpretation of the data. Let's say here, Hooper and his colleagues conclude that annihilations of dark matter particles at the mass between 31 and 40 GeV provide a remarkable fit for the excess based on its gamma ray spectrum. Well, that's a leap. These would be rather huge particles. Let's see what else here. Dwarf galaxies orbiting the Milky Way lack other types of gamma ray emitters and contain large amounts of dark matter for their size. See, this is all pure assumption. And this, okay, well, let's just go back and I'll explain this. Dark matter came about because the conventional astronomers and astrophysicists were using Keplerian orbits to explain the orbits of stars around our galactic center. But this is a mistake. The galaxy stars are not orbiting the center in Kepler orbits. The galaxy is a fluid structure. That's why it's a spiral, like the spiral in your toilet when you flush it. So it's a fluid structure. There's no need for this concept of dark matter in the least. So anyway, I say here the conventional theorists are puzzled, quote, no known process can account for this. That's because they're using false theories. Now, this is really important. Gamma rays result from atomic transformations. They don't result from changes in thermal motion of the atoms like ordinary radiation. Obviously, some of the atoms in the galactic center have reached the age limit for matter and are self-destructing. On Earth, where pressures and temperatures are much lower, this process would result in radioactivity. In the galactic center, the pressures and temperatures are so high that relieving the situation cannot be done through radioactivity. The excess mass must self-destruct to gamma rays. So these are just simply atoms self-destructing because of the enormous temperatures and pressures in the center of the stars, in the center part of the galaxy. That's all it is. Okay, so that wraps up today's presentation, and I'll do my usual close here. If you want the simplest possible explanation of the theory, get my work, The Unmysterious Universe. Everything is available from Amazon.com or transpowercorp.com. It's The Unmysterious Universe. You'll get a good conceptual understanding of the theory. Now, if you want all the mathematics, I've got thousands of equations and 711 pages in my software ebook, Existence and Interactions, a computational treatise of the reciprocal system and the true theory of everything. So that's for you scientists out there who want the full mathematical treatment of the theory. Covers everything. And then, of course, I have 2 database software modules making it easy to apply the theory in your scientific or engineering practice. I have the Reciprocal System Microcosmos database, which covers photons, subatoms, atoms, compounds, and alloys. And then I have the Reciprocal System Macrocosmos database, which covers everything in the astronomical world. The universe as a whole, galaxy clusters, galaxies, star clusters, stars, planets, moons, minor bodies, nebulae, and voids. So it covers everything there. There are various graphs associated with both these database modules. Okay, so that wraps it up for today, and as usual, thanks for your attention.